I just learned that my brain has become entirely dependent on AI and I can't really function without it. So this is what happened. A few weeks ago, I started developing this app for managing and creating stream schedules. Now, this app wasn't very important to me, so I coded the whole thing with AI, which was cool until I had to test it myself, which is really frustrating because AI could break any of the parts of the code that I had written. Whenever I create a stream schedule, I have to wait for about a minute for the schedule to generate, which just takes a long time. That's actually the least fun part of developing software. And so I hooked up the AI to an API that has access to the browser. So the AI calls a different AI to use the browser to test the app for itself, which worked really well for finding functional problems, but all of the UI problems are still there and they're accumulating because AI can't tell when your UI looks like crap. And so I hired a guy. Instead of using the API to call this AI system, the API now calls this guy and he goes and tests the app and reports back any issues. So this was working perfectly. Whenever I have a feature idea, I would tell the AI would write some code and it would send an API request to this guy. He would test the app with his computer and he would be able to report back all of the issues as JSON to the AI and they would just work on an infinite loop. I never even had to use these features. So I could just come up with these ideas in my head and I never actually even used my app, which was great. Until earlier today, I tried to make a very simple feature and the AI was taking almost an hour to write this code. I didn't know why, so I had to look at what happened. It turns out for a few days now, the guy that I hired had been sick. I didn't notice, but he hasn't been testing anything. And so many bugs had accumulated in the program that the AI was still working through issues from multiple days ago. Obviously, this was a problem, but I had a solution. I hired more guys. That way, if anybody is out, there's always a person available in the API to test the app. But now I had another problem. I have too many guys. Most of the time, I'm not working on this app, so they have nothing to test. That's why I bought runhuman.com. If you'd like to have your AI test your apps by calling human testers through an API, you can go to runhuman.com. I highly recommend it.